Hey everyone, welcome back to Dead Rising. And that was all there was to the opening. So what are we doing? I haven't played this game in a couple of days. I'll have a location. Find the reporter in the hotel lobby. Okay, that's fine. So I was like looking up the video, and I was thinking, maintenance room key acquired. Nice! Perfect, that's exactly what we were looking for. I was thinking about tipping in restaurants, and I want to know, what do you guys do? Because at least in North America or Canada, I don't know how tipping standards differ from place to place. In Canada, it's usually expected that you tip like...
Spot anything?
There's a guy playing the slots in the Americana casino. He just keeps going and going. Maybe you should check on him.
Cool. You should tip around 15 to 20%. I think like that's the norm. And I think that's the case for all of North America. And normally I usually try to go for like minimum 15%. And if I like the waiter or waitress, I'll do like 20. Sometimes a little bit more depending on how expensive my meal is and the quality of the service. Calling card key acquired. I don't believe that was a sentence. Oh, we can take a picture of this. Hold on. How do we take pictures? Here we go. Oh, it's only 1,000 PP. Boo earns. That's not as much as I was hoping for. Like, if I have, like, a waiter or waitress that's really good, sometimes I'll do 25%. Although, if I'm doing, say, a soup, and by doing a soup, I mean if I'm eating a soup, and the soup's, like, say, $8, I'll do a higher tip because it's like, well, if you do, say, 10% of $8, that's only an 80-cent tip, right? So for like a soup, I might do like $2.50 or $3, assuming that the soup's like $8. Because it's like, okay, well, that's that's probably close to a 40% tip. However, like 40% of a small value is a relatively small value, right? And so but other than that, though, it's normally within the price range of 15-20%. And most of the meals I get are usually about like $15 anyways if you're going to a restaurant. At least here in Canada. I don't know how it is in the States. Or like other places in the world. But that's not even like considering how I feel about tipping. Like, I'm conflicted, you know. I like the idea of rewarding good service. Like, so if they do a good job of like waiting your table, without the expectation that would get tipped. So I've had waiters or waitresses before who try a little bit too hard to get like a bigger tip, like, and it seems very insincere because it's like, you know, they want the extra money, right? So they're not putting on a good face because they actually want to, but they're doing it because they want the extra money. And then for me, it's like, well, I'm not saying they're wrong for wanting the money. Like, heck, like if I'm working at if I'm working a job in the service industry, typically speaking, like, you're gonna be motivated by money anyways. And most people aren't gonna be like, oh man, you gave me an extra couple of bucks, you're the scourge of the underworld. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. But if you have people who are like just like naturally chipper, like, that's what I like. And, you know, those people.
Hey, Frank. Looks like one of those looters has set up a pawn shop inside Moe's Imaginations. Might have something worthwhile in there.
Alright, that's cool. Let's buy some stuff. But the way that society is, like, it's like, okay, you should always help out. Yeah, let's buy some Zombrex. I think we might need it.
You need anything else? Well, there goes my retirement fund.
Frank, you're rich anyways. Don't worry about it. Alright, so we got a little bit of extra Zombrex just in case. And this is where I think some people might get a little bit frustrated because I have like a huge amount of money. It's like, well, now you're just making the game very easy. But that being said, I'm saying, okay, well, I'm making the game more enjoyable for myself. Because I think if I did... See, here's the thing, because if I did a level 1, Frank, I think I would die some way through the game, and then I'd be like, okay, I have to restart it. So I would have to probably level up off camera anyways. But then you might say, well, you don't know till you try, and I would say, you're absolutely right. Shame on me, but I don't really care too much. I also think that for those of you who do watch this, I don't think you're gonna care much either.
Looks like you're zombie chow now.
Oh no, Frank!
You need to pay attention out here, buddy.
Thanks.
Rebecca Chang, Channel 6 Action News.
Frank West.
Oh, I know you. You used to be a kind of a hero of mine. Before you got washed up. You homesick for zombies? What are you doing here?
Hey, I came to help with your story. I think Cure's being set up.
My exclusive tape says otherwise, and I don't exactly need your help.
It doesn't have to be a contest, lady. I help you, you help me. Simple. Where'd you get that tape from, darling?
Reporters don't reveal their sources, Frank. Not real ones, anyway.
I wouldn't underestimate Frank West, sweetheart. I got some pictures you might be interested in.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Not so fast. You gotta throw the old dog a bone before he does any tricks.
Okay, maybe I'll let you tag along for a while.
That's more like it.
I can't tell you my source, but there is a central security room. There'll be footage of everything that happened there. I can show you where it is.
Well, you show me yours, I show you mine. Where's your crew?
They ran off with all the equipment. I guess they just didn't want it bad enough.
I don't know about you guys, but some of the cutscenes feel a little bit stiff. Simply because I think they just kind of like forced Frank in there. Alright, let's go. Let's get going and try to keep up. So to summarize my claim about
Sounds like somebody needs a timeout.
tipping in restaurants, I don't like how it's the expectation, but I would be okay with it if it was just to promote good behavior. And part of the reason why I'm so conflicted on this too is because from what I hear, I've never really been in a situation like the service industry before. Like, I've never been a waiter. I was gonna say I've never been a waitress either, but it's kind of like, ha ha ha, of course. Is that when they pay their employees, they pay under the expectation that they will get tips, which I don't like that because tips are so variable and like so hit and miss, right? And you might say, well, what if they just say that like they provide 95% of the salary, but they assume that 5% of the tip will, 5% of their wage will come from the tip. It's like, well, I still take issue with that because it's theoretically possible that they could get nothing from their tips. Like, they might just have a really bad night. Is it likely? Probably not, but it's still a possibility, which I don't like that. Like, that relates to airlines overbooking flights. They usually do it under the assumption that, okay, not everyone's going to make the plane, but what happens if everyone does? Oh, dear. I got item stolen. Oh, it's on, buddy. Get back here, man. Thank you. I didn't know they could steal items. That's cool. Whoops, sorry, Rebecca. Wow, she's got a lot of HP. She's fine, though. Like, it drives me insane that airlines would overbook. Even though, like, the statistics say it's most profitable for them to do that, because they say, let's say, they book 105% of their... What?! Thank you, give me my money back. Okay, these... these looters are dangerous. Like, mathematically, they do it so they can get the most money, but I think, hey, that's a bit of a moral dilemma, because if more people show up than you have the seats for, then it's like, you gotta offer some compensation or something. Well, and that's the thing, it's like, well, there's a cutscene. We'll finish my round after this cutscene.
I have no idea how you would survive out here on your own.
Just push the button, lady.
I hope I don't have to do everything for you. Well, what are you waiting for?
Just admiring your skills.
So you might be saying, oh, okay, if they offer compensation for overbooking, that makes it okay, right? And actually, I don't know how many of you actually have that position. And actually, if that is your position, please leave a detailed comment down in the comment section below, because I would be very curious to hear the counter argument. But for me, and this is, you can tell I'm getting excited and worked up about this, I don't think that's okay, because like, oh, well, they'll offer compensation, right? So even though like they might offer a monetary value for you missing your flight because they overbooked that is greater than the price of the ticket, they still said, oh, we can get you onto the plane, but then they couldn't. They lied to you. They lied to you about their service.
Here, let me try.
They didn't teach me that in journalism school.
You went to journalism school? Could have fooled me.
What a mess. Well, this just gets better and better.
Wow, looks like somebody didn't like the show much.
You should get this on video. They didn't want us to see what really went down.
Frank, check this out.
Zombies don't use guns.
I'm
Or
not
do
so
they?
sure Kira's not involved, but it definitely proves someone's covering up what really happened.
Not a bad lead, kiddo.
Now it's time to show me those pictures, Frank.
Frank, you need to get back to the bunker now.
What is it, Stacy?
It's Sullivan. He saw the report. Can you get back here? He's threatening to kick me out.
I'm on my way.
Wait, who is that?
Just a friend.
Stacy, the leader of Cure.
Gotta go.
He can't ditch me for long.
Ah, frame rate issues. What's happening? So for me, I take personal, well, not personal issue. Well, okay, I don't know if I take personal issue because I'm unsure of the context of the situation. But I don't like the idea that they will willingly lie to you about the service that they're offering. And I should clarify. They are selling you a plane ticket. This much is true. We're gonna set the waypoint marker. Oh, he's right there. Perfect. Okay, we'll go there. They are offering you a plane ticket. That's fine. But what I don't like, and I think this is what bothers me the most, is that when they sell you the ticket, they don't necessarily say, hey, we sell more tickets than there are seats. If they had that giant disclaimer there when they're selling you the plane ticket, I would be more okay with it, because that way people, if they are getting onto their trying to get onto a flight, then they know that there's a chance that they might not get on. It's like a gamble they're taking. Yeah. Maybe not as extreme, but basically it's a form of gambling. If they had the disclaimer there, whereas when they don't, like, that's just, that bothers me, right? Because that means like they're out to get your money, which that bothers me a little bit. they're not interested in you as a customer. They're out there to make money in what I would call dubious ways. And I should be careful. I'm not saying corporations are evil or whatever. Like, companies exist to make money. That's fine. Like, the people who made this game probably didn't make the game because they're like, oh, I want to make a game that brings happiness to thousands of people. No, it's like, let's make a game that makes money. Cool, I'm fine with that. But as far as I know, it's pretty straightforward about what I'm getting with this experience. It's just like, oh, okay, like, I'm getting a game that involves me killing zombies. Cool. Whereas you buy a plane ticket, you go over to the airport, and then they tell you, oh, sorry, we've overbooked. We can offer you compensation. You didn't buy a ticket to get compensation. You bought a ticket so you could go flying. And the other thing, too, and I guess this factors into compensation, like, that's a huge inconvenience because you have to go to the airport, you probably have plans, and then they're saying, oh, no, man, like, sorry, it can't happen. And it's like, dude, what? Like, why is that okay? Why do we allow this? Like, I'd be more okay with it if it was just like, I don't know, you're just sitting at your desk and then you found out almost immediately that, oh, hey, they overbooked or something. That's more okay. Oh, boy. $20,000? Jeebus. This guy's pushing his luck. Wow. Here, you can have the chainsaw. He's not gonna take the chainsaw. Okay, this is a problem. Will he take the 2x4? Here, let's kill the zombies first. Here you go, take the 2x4. Alright, and follow me to victory. It's those underhanded business practices I really take issue with. Like, again, if they offered a disclaimer, I'd be more okay with it. I'd still be a little bit trouble with it, but if they have in flashing red letters, hey, like, don't, like, there's a disclaimer, like, you might not get the ticket. That's fine. Well, I think I have to be okay with it, right? Because I'm okay with, like, you know, people smoking cigarettes, even though it usually says on the cigarette case, like, hey, smoking causes lung cancer. They put the warnings first, like, up front on the box, so people hopefully know what they're getting into when they buy the cigarettes.
Hey, I'm waiting on you.
Whereas I might not be a smoker myself, and I disagree with the practice of smoking. And I'll get into that in a second. But I'm okay with people selling cigarettes, provided that they can make a rational decision about what they're buying. An informed decision, that's what I was looking for. That's the word. So, like, selling, like, cigarettes to, like, say, minors or whatever, I'm less okay with because they're probably at the age where, like, I don't know if I trust them to make informed decisions. And now if you're telling me, hey, like, kids can make, you know, informed decisions, I don't know, man. Like, and I'm not saying this because I think kids are stupid. No, I think kids can be very intelligent. I just think what happens is, like, they're not necessarily of the age where they've had enough experience to, like, process these things, right? Like, a 14-year-old buying cigarettes probably has a much different world perspective than a 34-year-old buying cigarettes, right? Like, the 34-year-old probably has a very good idea of what they're doing. The 14-year-old might just be buying the cigarettes because they think it's cool. Like, end of story, right? So, smoking myself, I don't personally take issue with. Like, I know some, like, there's some very nice people I met who are smokers. And I'm not saying, like, you know, smoking makes anyone evil. I wouldn't do it myself, but I also understand, too, that sometimes people need some way to relieve the stress, and cigarettes are a way for them to do it. What I think is that it would be better for them to find alternate ways of stress relief. Probably yes, but then at that point, I would say everyone has their own vices, so I'm not going to get too hard on people smoking.
You're nothing but a common criminal. You cause nothing but trouble.
Cure is innocent. It's a setup.
I saw your buddies on TV, lady. I saw your picture.
Hey,
And a man like you, real American.
helping out trash like this. You don't need that kind of publicity, Bell.
Sullivan, I think Cure's being set up.
I saw it on the TV with my own eyes. Explain how that little trick works.
There's something else going on here, Sullivan. I found some evidence at the arena of a cover-up. I've got a feeling TK, the host of that game show, is involved somehow. I saw him backstage at his show, swapping a briefcase of money with the guy they showed on TV starting this outbreak.
Ahem. You could have told me that the front door was locked.
Hey, you're that TV lady. I'll make you a deal. You two do your little investigation. You see if you can help this troublemaker. But ain't no one gonna cover her ass when the military arrives. And she ain't allowed off the premises. I'll be guarding the door. Don't think I won't do what I have to do.
What was that all about?
He just takes his job too seriously.
Found something.
We checked out Central Security. Someone's definitely trying to hide something. Everything was smashed to pieces. This is my, new friend.
Hey.
Stacy, I'm Rebecca Chang, Channel 6
Action
I'm
news.
here to help.
Oh, you'll forgive me if I don't think it's very helpful that you accused my organization of a crime we didn't commit.
Look, I don't know what's going on here, but clearly things are not as they seem. I put out the information I had at the time.
Hey, I love a good catfight, but we're not getting anywhere unless we work together, ladies.
Works for me, whether you're innocent or guilty. I just want the truth.
Thanks
The
for the-
tensions are so high.
We'll work together. I'll keep an eye on these monitors.
She's gonna keep an eye on the monitors.
I can find out.
That's
I'll
awesome.
let you know if I see anything.
Is that too much enthusiasm? Can't contain myself. Cool. Well, case 1 is done. 6:30 p.m. We're okay. So we're gonna save and continue. I'm gonna end the episode here though, because I think this is a natural stopping point. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you next episode. Bye.